Have you ever noticed humans are actually kind of terrible at being animals? Seriously, think about it. If I dropped you into the middle of the wilderness right now, no phone, no backpack, no snacks, no Wi-Fi, how long do you honestly think you'd last? Me? I'd probably die on day one, not because of a bear. I'd somehow trip over a stick, get distracted by a cool-looking rock, accidentally eat something called definitely not poison berry, and that's game over. Now imagine living like that every single day, because that's exactly what our ancestors did. No supermarkets, no medicine, no houses, no beds, no doors to lock at night, just you, a sharp stick, and several thousand things that would absolutely love to eat you. Which raises a very important question. How in the world are we the ones that survived? Because let's be honest, evolution handed out some ridiculously overpowered abilities. Bears, mussels, eagles, flight, cheetahs, speed, porcupines. They literally evolved into a walking do not touch sign. Humans, we evolved. Knees that randomly start hurting for absolutely no reason. And anxiety. Fantastic. We're off to a great start. Now before we continue, I want you to picture something. You're an early human. You wake up, you walk outside your cave, and standing across the field is a woolly mammoth. Now if you've never seen one before, imagine an elephant, then make it fluffier, twice as big, and give it two giant swords attached to its face. Now here's the crazy part. Somebody looked at that thing, and their first thought wasn't, we should leave. It was, we should fight it. Excuse me? Who was making these decisions? Because that guy either had incredible confidence or absolutely zero survival instincts. Probably both. But somehow, it worked. Not because humans were stronger, because humans were sneaky. We're basically nature's engineers. We couldn't outrun a mammoth, so we built traps. We couldn't bite very hard, so we made spears. We couldn't survive freezing winters, so we stole the warmth, literally, by mastering fire. And honestly, the first person who discovered fire deserves way more credit. Imagine watching your friend walk into camp carrying a tiny piece of the sun. Everyone else is screaming, running away. Meanwhile, Dave is standing there like, guys, trust me, this one's gonna change everything. And somehow, Dave was right. Fire kept predators away. Cooked food kept people warm. But I don't even think that's the coolest part. The coolest part is what happened after dinner. People stayed awake longer. They talked, shared stories, taught each other, made plans, laughed, probably argued over who almost burned the mammoth again. For the first time, knowledge didn't disappear when the sun went down. And that might be the greatest invention humans ever stumbled into. Because once knowledge could be shared, every generation started life one step ahead. If your grandmother figured out how to make a better spear, congratulations. You don't have to reinvent the spear. If somebody discovered which berries won't immediately ruin your entire afternoon, everybody remembers, although I'm pretty sure there was one very unfortunate volunteer. You know there had to be. Then humans discovered something even more powerful, teamwork, which sounds boring, until you realize, one human versus a mammoth, that's lunch, 20 humans working together. Now the mammoth should probably be worried. And here's something that completely blew my mind. Archaeologists have found ancient human skeletons with broken bones that healed. That means people took care of each other. Think about that. Thousands and thousands of years ago, humans were already helping injured friends survive. That's beautiful. Also, it probably meant somebody had to explain, so. For the 100th time, Kevin, stop trying to pet the wolves. Now here's my favorite fact. Ready? Neanderthals actually had brains that were, on average, slightly larger than ours. Wait, what? Yeah, that's real. Bigger brains don't automatically mean smarter brains, but it completely destroys the stereotype that Neanderthals were just dumb cave people. In fact, if your family comes from Europe or parts of Asia, there's a good chance you're carrying a little bit of Neanderthal DNA right now. History isn't just something that happened, it's literally walking around inside you, which is honestly kind of awesome. So why didn't humans go extinct? Because we weren't trying to become the strongest animal. We became the smartest learners, the best teachers, the greatest problem solvers. Every mistake became a lesson. Every lesson became an advantage. Every generation left behind a few more ideas than the last. Eventually, those ideas became farms, cities, medicine, computers, airplanes, the internet, and somehow, a video where you're learning about ancient humans while sitting on a couch eating chips. I think our ancestors would be pretty impressed, although they'd probably have a lot of questions about the chips, and honestly, I don't think humans survived because we were lucky. I think we survived because every single generation refused to quit. So, the next time you forget your password, burn dinner, or accidentally walk into a glass door, just remember, your ancestors survived saber-toothed cats, ice ages, and giant mammoths. You're gonna be okay. At least, probably.